what's going on with this hat? I got like a fur ball there. There you go. Born of Osiris heading over to Europe. Czechoslovakia. They're coming to Italy. Where's Willie Brown at? They're coming to Milan and Rome. They're going to be in Italy in May. Going to be in Czechoslovakia. I think Finland and a couple other countries. Crazy. Born of Osiris. Check it out. Check it out. All May they're going to be over in Europe. There you go. Back to the migrants. All right. So our undocumented and Hispanic community, migrant community, the English learner community, we'll just say illegals. The illegals are worried. The Hispanic community has canceled Cinco de Mayo parade in Chicago. Go figure. They didn't want to make it. They didn't want to make it easy for Tom Homan to suck them all up. They have canceled. They have canceled Cinco de Mayo in Chi-raq. Oh. Chicago always has issues. I got another story related to migrants too that came about here. We'll talk about how waste, fraud, and corruption in Chicago. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Let's see here. Let me see what I got here for you. Let me get the train going. We need to train. Tariq Mahmood. Sam 7 in the house. Been a couple of days, Sam.
And now for something completely different.
Oh. All right, so that was the Trump train. Are you guys on the Trump train? And
now for something completely different.
Something completely different. All right, so the people in Chicago, specifically the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, you can't come often. That's a time. Are you in Germany? You're in Germany, aren't you, Sam? I'm sorry. Well, Willie Brown's here quite a bit. He's like on the same time as you, isn't he? Yeah, you're in Germany. We're in Germany. Whereabouts in Germany. 9 a.m. Eastern, Uncle Andy. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock here. It's early in the morning. Oh, I bet you get up and... no, I'm not in Italy. We're having Georgie Maloney's coming to the United States next week, so I decided to get ready. I'm Italian, though. I am Italian. I'm an Italian American. I'm a paisan in America. There you go. You're in Chicago, Sem 7. Have you ever heard of Chicago? Oh. All right. I bet I got a feeling Sem 7 gets up and he has a little bit of that German beer. What's your favorite German beer, Sem 7? What German beer should I be drinking here in the United States? We love Giorgio. Yeah, she's a looker. She and Donnie going to have some good times together in the Oval Office. Yeah. Oh, what's the best German beer that I can get in America, Sem 7? Tell me that. Love me some German beer. Love me some Yuengling made in America. All right. So back to the migrants in Chicago. Oh, there you go. So Brandon Johnson, the news media has been after Brandon Johnson for almost a year now, trying to find out how much they wasted on this site in Brighton Park that pills is great for me, but not for everyone. Depends on the company. All right. Which beer do you have? We got a lot. We got Warsteiner. Dab. We got Dab. What else? Yeah, Brandon's learned to shut his mouth up because he gets himself into problems. So they had a lot in the southwest side of Chicago that cost them $2 million, and they never did anything with it. They tried putting up a tent, but the EPA came in and stopped them because this lot was toxic. It was a toxic lot, and they had taken 6 inches of dirt off this lot, trucked it all across Chicago in open air trucks. They were trucking this toxic dirt down the highway with the back of the bed wide open. Go figure, right? And then they put 6 inches of gravel over the top of this lot that they didn't even own. So they were renting it. So they finally solved some lawsuits associated with this debacle that's ultimately going to cost the taxpayers $2 million. So let's dip into this. This is how Chicago works.
Dollars there on upgrades as part of a failed plan to house migrants on this lot. Tonight, our Bennett Haberly reveals his fight for answers in Money for Nothing.
Money for nothing.
When it was proposed more than 18 months ago as a possible site to house up to 2,000 migrants, neighbors protested. When an 800-page environmental report revealed levels of mercury and other toxic metals in the soil that exceeded environmental standards, the city planned to move forward anyway. Hundreds of truckloads of gravel were brought in to remediate concerns before the Illinois EPA stepped in, scrapping the plans, arguing the city's contractor had not collected enough samples and that the remediation efforts were insufficient.
I think that it did call attention to a lot of the environmental issues that we have here in the neighborhood, and I think there maybe were people who had been living here already and didn't really understand some of the risks that they might be facing.
Anthony Mosier with the watchdog group The Foya Bakery was among the first to obtain records detailing the lot's 100-year history as an industrial site. Since those plans were scrapped in December of 2023, NBC5 Investigates began asking questions about how did the city get out of this lease agreement, a deal that required the city to make monthly payments of more than $91,000 for the 6-month term. We filed multiple public records requests asking for details. No records were available. This was the response we got from Mayor Brandon Johnson's administration when we asked.
Good old Brandon.
In the lease in Brighton Park, were we able to get out of that?
The lease in Brighton Park, I'm going to hand that over to.
Oh, it's a hot cake. They're passing it off.
There's some legal implications with that. Yeah, we'll get back to you.
Thank you all very much. And with that, I'll take any questions.
And again in March. A couple of weeks ago, I asked about whether or not the city was able to get out of its licensing agreement at Brighton Park. I was told your office would get back to me. I've reached out 2 or 3 times now, never heard back. Do you know what happened with that?
I'll make sure someone gets back to you. I apologize for the delay. We'll get somebody to get back with you.
This week, we even went to pay a visit to the owners of the lot, the Barnacres Corporation out of Markham, who for weeks have ignored our phone calls. And then this week, something changed. The city's law department got back to us, saying they'd reached a settlement agreement with the owners of this lot and will pay them $816,000, in addition to making some improvements. That's on top of the $985,000 the city already spent. Nearly a year ago, the owners of the land sued the city for breach of contract, alleging the city had failed to make lease payments. Part of the demands in the lawsuit called on the city to remove 635 truckloads of gravel brought in to remediate those environmental.
Bring it in, you can move it out.
The settlement agreement does not mention that. Instead, it says any alterations the city made were improvements, and that the city will finish building this wheelchair ramp and cap off water and sewer lines that were added. The settlement agreement, which neither party admits fault, means taxpayers have spent $1.8 million on an empty lot they don't own.
I think it's representative of the pitfalls of the approach that they've been taking, which is that they can put a lot of money into something and at the end of the day not have anything to show for it.
We reached out to the landowner and their attorneys, but we haven't heard back. Bennett Haverly.
There you go. There is investigative reporter for NBC5 Chicago, Bennett Haberly. So, yeah, the key points here. City of Chicago spent $2 million on property they didn't even own. They didn't even own, and they didn't even house a migrant there. They never housed one frickin' migrant there. They got a tent like halfway up before they brought it down. Crazy. This is waste, fraud, and abuse in the state of Illinois, specifically the city of Chicago. But it's all across the state, my friends. There is waste and corruption of taxpayer dollars for you to see on full display. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, some gravel company, 600 loads of gravel. Holy cow. And that's one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city of Chicago too. It's a heavily Hispanic community of Brighton Park, just north of Midway Airport on the southwest side of Chicago. Yeah,